Mass shootings, a threat to Homeland security. A mass shooting is the death of four or more people by one or more active shooters. To count as a mass shooting, it must occur in one incident and is typically but not limited to one location. A mass shooter is someone attempting to kill others confined in a populated area. Mass shootings are a threat to Homeland security because of the effect they have on the health and security of Americans. There is an emotional, physical, and mental impact on victims. And any time there is a mass shooting, it shows the flaws in our security. On October 1st, 2017, Stephen Paddock killed a total of 60 people and wounded hundreds more. He shot out of a 32nd floor window of the Mandalay Bay Hotel in Las Vegas at an open-air Route 91 Harvest Music Festival with 22,000 people present. Between October 2016 and September 2017, Paddock purchased more than 55 weapons. He spent $95,000 on gun-related purchases. This event had major impacts on the surrounding area and across the nation. Hundreds of people were wounded and 60 people were killed. The mental health of Americans were affected across the nation. The victims of shootings can have severe trauma such as PTSD, depression, anxiety. Survivors also endured long-lasting physical pain from their injuries. 5 years later, the survivors were still struggling mentally and emotionally from the events that occurred. Across the United States, Americans were filled with despair and grief over the loss of so many lives. In the 1950s, resource officers were first introduced during the Jim Crow laws and segregation. Resource officers, or SROs, became a popular tactic in schools after the Columbine shooting in the 1990s. Currently, there is a bill being introduced to Congress in the Resource Officer Act of 2022. The goal of this bill is to federally fund COP grants for hiring SROs, allowing the federal cost share of 75% of the duration of the grants, and at least 30% of COP grants must be used for SROs. Currently, there is no evidence to support that SROs are deterring violence or have an impact on school safety. Lawmakers argue that SROs in schools are doing more harm than good and increase the school-to-prison pipeline. Studies have shown that SROs typically escalate school disciplinary acts, even if they are minor, to arrestable offenses. Researchers found that 77% of SROs have arrested students to calm them down. There are only a handful of times that armed SROs have stopped a school shooter. Researchers also found no significant reduction in fatalities in school shootings with SROs present versus ones without them. Mass shootings are a threat to Homeland security due to the impact they have on the health of Americans. Americans' mental, physical, and emotional health are severely affected by mass shootings. Lawmakers should look at new policies to stop mass shootings rather than trying to expand current ineffective ones.